What's up, guys? Scrub King here. So over the weekend, I played in a 1K tournament. It was like almost like 46 players, something like that, and we did pretty good. We ended up just having one loss out of 6 rounds of Swiss, and then losing in top 8. So of course it blows to losing top 8, but what can you do? So I played Invoked Dogmatika Shaddoll, as the title you can tell, and it was pretty good. I wanted to share you guys my deck profile, a couple thoughts. Quick shout out to Team Lit, love y'all. Shout out to all the players in the tournament and the organizers. So it was a great tournament, and shout out to everyone, my boy Matt, Orlando, Tom, and then of course shout out to my boy Darren, who I've been like daring this deck with a lot. So we've been playing this forever. All right, so the deck profile is cut up in a couple parts. So for the Invoke side first, it's obviously 3 Magical Meltdown. This card is ridiculous. It's crazy. And I'm so happy it's still at 3. So Meltdown. And then 1 Terraforming to go with it. So Terraforming, obviously you want to see more copies of Meltdown. And sometimes even if you have Meltdown on, it's a free discard for Macabre. So it's pretty good. Then 3 Alistair the Invoker. Nothing too crazy. And then just 2 Invocations. Because obviously you don't play 3 just because it can really get crazy bricky. So I recommend not to. So that's pretty standard. I guess the only thing not standard is like the 1 Terraforming, but you really I really was missing the Invoke package for a lot of my testing. So I was like, all right, I gotta see it. Even though it does play into draw, but you just gotta play around it in a way. Not to the Dogmatika engine. So 3 Engage, 3 Nadir Servant. This card is crazy. 1 Ecclesia and 2 Dogmatika Punishment. So I don't play Floor or Maximus. I just try to play like as minimal engine as possible, but I also been thinking about the Floor, so I might test out the Floor. Punishment, you play 2. I like it at 2. It's really good. It could be a discard fodder for Mechaba versus like rolled trap decks. And Punishment, like in really bad hands, is like a pseudo starter. So pretty crazy. For the people that don't play Dogmatika and Shaddolls, I disagree highly. Like this is literally the reason why I'm playing Shaddolls. Like this engine's insane. So I would highly recommend playing Dogmatika. But to each his own. All right, now to the Shaddoll package. So 2 Squamata, 2 Wendy, and the one of is Hog, Ariel, Dragon, Beast. And then I played 1 Hollow. So I guess this is pretty standard. I know a couple people are playing like 2 Hogs. I just didn't really think that was necessary. And a couple people playing 2 Beasts. I think 2 Beasts is really nice, especially like in the mirror, where you could just like tribute set like over the construct, so it's like really nice. Especially like in the grind game also, 2 Beasts is really cool. But I want to play at least 1 Hollow. This card is really, it's been pretty interesting. It's crazy, obviously, the mill effect. And during the tournament itself, it like fixed my hand because it milled a Wendy, and the Wendy got like my whole engine alive. And also it was really good for setting up the graveyard for Schism. And it's also a fire, so it's like even though I don't play Purgatorial, spoiler alerts, but it's really good just to have a different set of wind and water and dark, just to have something different for App Clone as well. I would probably continue playing it, to be honest. I know a lot of people are playing Genius. I just don't think Genius is that good, honestly, because all it really does is like negate, and it only would have came up like once in the tournament that it would have been good. Versus Hollow coming up like so many times, milling really good cards. I had Hollow mill Squamata. This is a good discard off the Nadir. After you use App Clone, like it's just like, it's also like the flip effect is like pretty crazy, because like in itself, it's a Nadir Servant, because if they have a dark, you just like target their dark, send App Clone, and then like combo off and banish their monster. So like it's pretty cool. I probably wouldn't change any of the Shaddoll ratios, to be honest. I think this is fine. I know some people are playing like 1 Squamata. I think that's crazy. Like Squamata is disgusting. You need to play 2. All right, so for the rest of the Shaddoll cards, so 3 Fusion, no surprise. That card's crazy. 1 Schism, and then 1 Resh. I don't play El Shaddoll. I know there's like a lot of mixed feelings about it. El Shaddoll is nice and everything, but just I wanted to play 40, and I didn't really find that to be like super necessary. It's really good because it gives you backup to Schism, especially when a lot of people are playing like Cosmic and stuff. So like I'm not saying like don't play Al, but just like I personally in this build didn't play Al, and it worked out for me. So to each his own. Resh is like, in my opinion, one of the more sleeper cards in Shaddoll. This card is disgusting. I see some people like cutting it, and I don't agree. Like this card, like looping your window or even like your constructs, especially like late game in the grind, is like super important. So I'm a huge fan of Resh. Like I tried cutting it in my testing, and every time I cut it, like I was like, damn it, like I wish I had the Resh. So it comes up. So that's like the Shaddoll cards. And then for like flex spot / like power. So 3 super poly. So this card is, the reason why Shaddolls can be played, like it's disgusting. Super good, super crazy against like many decks, especially Dragon Link, the Mirror, like a lot of decks. So super poly. My main deck 3 Cosmics. It was really good call. So it really hit like the Prank Kids, Pandemonium, and all that stuff. The Cosmics is so nice, and also gives you like an out to like the random like rogue like decks. Like I went against like a True Draco deck today, and I was like, this card was like MVP. So there's that, and also hits Mystic Mind, so you want the out at least. Then 2 Pot of Prosperity. I wanted to try out Desires, but because I'm only main decking 1 Ecclesia, it was like super risky because then my Nadirs would be dead. So I was like really against it. So I was like, all right, I'll just keep the Prosperities in. And this card was just, MVP. Like one of the MVPs is, you play in a lot of like 1-card engines. Like you saw them playing the Terraforming to facilitate more 1-card craziness and stackiness. So Prosperity was super nice. So I just played 2. I don't want to play 3 because I'm like super afraid of like Prosperity into Prosperity, which has still happened. So there's that. And then to finish out the main deck, I play this card is disgusting. 3 there can only be 1s. So shout out to my boy Darren again. We've been talking about it, and this card like is disgusting. We hate Dragon Link. Dragon Link is like Dragon Link is obviously the best deck. So it's really difficult and an annoying matchup. And this card is like almost an auto win. If they don't have an out, like they just can't do anything. So there can only be 1 in the main 40 deck main. Let's go into the extra deck now. So extra deck's somewhat standard in a way, but nothing too crazy. So I have the 3 links. So Verte, Artemis, and then Gravity Controller, all needed. Like in their own way and super necessary. So there's like nothing surprising here. I know some people will also play the, I think it's called the Cross Sheep. But this specific build like doesn't really like combo like that, if you get what I'm saying. Like it doesn't make any sense to play Cross Sheep because you don't get any value in terms of that type of combo. It's not like how it used to be played, especially with the Dogmatika engine in it. So it's not even worth it. It's not even worth like an extra deck slot at all. So 3 of that. And then obviously the rest are going to be fusions. And I love me some fusions. So I got here some 3 constructs. I know people are playing 2. The third one comes up very randomly. And when it does, you feel so good. But honestly, out of Prosperity, I do banish one of the third one. So it's like... It's almost like I'm playing 2, but it's always good to have that flex spot. You never know. It comes up a lot in the grind as well. So 3 construct. And this is like a little bit more standard. 2 window. Obviously this deck is basically like, you could call it window turbo, but it's a lot more than that. So this card's like crazy. You summon it, they don't have the Dark Ruler or the droplets, you're gonna win almost like 100% of the time. So it's pretty nice. Sometimes against like rogue, I'll like banish one of these, like versus like a Subterra deck or something, because it's not gonna do anything. 2 Abcalone. You play 2 because of Nadir. If you didn't play the Dogmatika package, you could get away with 1. Playing 2 is really nice though. I'm a big fan. Not too crazy. Then to the invoke stuff. So I play 1 Argoides, 1 Mekaba, and 1 Raging. I don't play Purgatrio. I do really want to test it. Especially since I'm playing Hollow in the main, like it's just a free fire there. But the extra deck is just so tight. So I'll try it probably in the future or anything. I was playing the 2 Mekaba, but then I cut it for another card that I'll show you in a second. Mekaba is like very subpar. Like I actually don't think Mekaba is that good, to be honest with you. Because like anything you negate, you're like discarding something out of your hand. So it's like you're losing a resource off that. And then like it's just super easy to out, like in general. But you have to play it because it's like your turn 1 like combo, so to speak, like Mekaba pass type of thing. So you have to play it. Agoi is really nice, especially when you're going for game and when you're trying to get over pesty monsters. And Raijin is like disgusting versus like Tri Brigade, even versus Dragon Link. Like booking one of their cards is like super crazy, and you could play it a lot because you play the window or the Wendy, not the window. But yeah, just these 3. Nothing too crazy. So I cut the second Mekaba for Starving Venom. As I mentioned, I really hate Dragon Link, so the Super Polys were like, I really wanted Super Polys to be live like almost all the time. So Starving Venom was really for that, to be honest. And then you can like do like the whole combo where, you know, if you go into Verte, you could target a monster, make it dark, and then Super Poly the Verte and the dark monster now. That's another play if like you're in a tough situation, and that actually came up during one of those. And then the last one is Natist. It comes up when it comes up. Today I went against the Mirror and the Maximus, and this card basically helped me win the game because it allowed me to chain block my App Cologne. So it was super nice. It comes up like randomly, so you just never know. So that's the extra. So obviously 15. The side deck definitely, like you know, side deck is like specific to the event, but it's definitely gonna change as well as my main deck. And I'll tell you guys in a second what I'm gonna change. But the side deck was like, I just like put stuff together. So if you didn't notice, I don't play any hand traps in my main. So my side deck is like full of like hand traps. So I have like the 3 Ash here, 2 Droll, 2 Lancia, 2 Phantasme, and then 2 Nibiru. I probably should have like main decked the Lancia. Now I thought about it more. Phantasme never came up. Ash was like, I played 3 because I felt like when I'm going to like a big, like not big like, you know, many round tournament, Ash is like probably the more live hand trap out of anything. And it was pretty good. It came up. Nibiru actually never came up. I never Nibiru'd anyone today, and neither did Droll. So it's like the hand traps really didn't do much. So the reason I'm not maining hand traps because I think hand traps like this format are like super subpar. Like they're like whatever. Because Dragon Link could play through like almost anything, so it's like super annoying. Droll is probably super nice though, and we'll see like next format how things come with the whole with the new cards for the what's that ritual deck? You know which one I'm talking about, but yeah, Drychon, yeah, against Drychon. So Droll's gonna probably come back again. But yeah, nothing too crazy. I probably should have main deck Lancia, mainly because it's a light. It came up once where I had Ecclesia in hand and I went to Shaddoll Fusion and I couldn't because I could, but I couldn't make a contract because I didn't have any more lights in my deck because I only play 1 light in my deck and it's an Ecclesia, so it's kind of subpar with that case. Yeah, so nothing too crazy there. There's that. And then I play 2 Twin Twisters, so I mained the 3 Cosmics. I played 2 Twin. Just in case, just in case I want to see more hate to the whole rogue strategy. I actually didn't put 3 in because when testing, I was like bricking on like so much back row hate. Like I had so many twins and cosmics that I was just like, yeah, I think 5 is enough. It's also really good against Prank Kids, which is like another annoying matchup. So 2 Twin. And then the last one to round up to 15 is 2 Dark Rulers. I'm 100% gonna main deck this card. Like I don't know what I was thinking not main decking this card. It's kind of crazy because I'm not playing any hand traps. So it's crazy. So I was talking that over with my boy Darren, and I'm like, yeah, like I 100% should be main decking this. So we'll see how the deck changes and everything. I'll probably main deck the Dark Rulers and probably main deck a Lancia, a couple of Lancias or Nibiru. And the reason like my set deck pattern is why it needs a lot of help, are like all twos besides Ash, is because I just like wanted to maximize the amount of cards I can side in, while thinking Ash is probably the best hand trap like in general. So that was like my thought process behind that. But yeah, guys, that's basically the deck profile. I ended up like 4th place after Swiss, I think. And then lost in top 8 to my boy Orlando playing Zoo. So shout out to him. Shout out to everyone that competed. It was a really good event. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.